Good evening, everyone. Yes, I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Edinburgh Economic Development Corporation. Please call the roll.
Good afternoon. Veronica Gonzalez.
Present.
Raul Resendez.
Present.
Dan Diaz.
Present.
Aaron Rivera.
Present.
Richard Gonzalez.
Present.
Mark Moran.
Present.
Sandra Lanise.
Present.
Everyone's here.
Great. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we get into the rest of the agenda for today, you'll notice that we have some new faces on the board. We are very happy to have with us Ms. Sandra Alanis and Mr. Mark Moran, who are our newest members. I know some of you knew that Eddie Garza had moved to San Antonio, so he had resigned from the board. And then Sabrina Walker Hernandez took a position that she will be working with the city, and so it created a conflict, and she needed to go ahead and step off of this board. So I want to first thank Sabrina Walker Hernandez. If she's watching somewhere, Sabrina, thank you so very much for the many years that you dedicated to this board and your experience, the fact that you were always so engaged in this board. We really appreciate your participation, and we're going to miss her. But we're so happy that we have two new members who are also very experienced and are going to bring their own unique qualities to this board. So let me tell you a little bit about Mark and Sandra, and then we welcome them to say a few words if they'd like. So Mark is a licensed real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. He's been involved with many facets in the real estate industry since 2002. He specializes in commercial real estate sales and leasing, and he has a proven record in project management through client-owner representation. He's a lifelong resident of South Texas, began his real estate career in San Antonio, and then he got smart and said, I'm moving down the Rio Grande Valley. He graduated from University of Texas San Antonio with a BBA in marketing, and he earned his real estate license in 2002. In 2004, when he moved here and joined Coldwell Banker, since then, he's represented numerous local, regional, and national companies, and he's represented a wide variety of investment clients, ranging from sales and purchases of small properties to larger multi-million properties involving commercial land, multifamily, and other investment-related properties. Please welcome Mark Moran. Mark, do you want to say a few words? You're overqualified to be on the board.
Required. Well, if anything, I just definitely want to say thank you, and I really appreciate the introduction. Thank you so much for that, and just really excited to join the group and hopefully make an impact and give some advice and hopefully bring something to the group. So thank you, everybody.
I'm sure you will. Thank you, Mark. And Mark and I are on another board together, and I can tell you Mark is a really great board member. So as much as he gives on that other board, we know we're going to expect equal or more on this board. So thank you, Mark.
Much, everybody.
And our second new board member is Ms. Sandra Alanis. Also as impressive, Sandra works with Noble Construction, where she's the market director and is leading the creation of a new healthcare construction division. Prior to working for Noble, she worked for South Texas Health Systems for 7 years. Sandra's going to be an asset to the board because she has a very strong background in business management, construction, marketing, and related support services. She holds an MBA from St. Edward's University, and she's skilled in new business development, customer relationship management, and strategy. So please welcome Ms. Sandra Alanis. Sandra?
Thank you so much. I am proud to be here, very honored to serve the great city of Edinburgh, and I look forward to meeting all of you and working with all of you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the board.
And Madam President, I just want to say that Mark, prior to this, was part of the library board. I'm joking. He was part of ZBA, the president of the ZBA, and he's now at EEDC. And Sandra has been part of our 2040 committees. She was one of the people that went for our All-America City group that helped bring that home. So thank you both for your service.
I'm very proud of that. As you see, those who didn't make it to the celebration, it's here on top, All-America City 4 times. So it's a really great honor for Edinburgh. And thank you, Sandra, for that service. All right, so certification of public notice. We've had the posting on a required amount of time.
Yes, ma'am. The meeting was posted on August 23rd at 5 o'clock.
Terrific, thank you. Disclosure of conflict of interest. Our attorney,
Yes.
Omar?
Under state law, a conflict of interest exists if a board member or certain members of that person's family has a qualifying financial interest in an agenda item. If there is a conflict, the board member can't participate or vote on the item. Are there any conflicts to disclose?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh, yes.
Conflict with, I just named the company.
Oh,
Well-
the item?
Item number, I believe it's item number 1.
Item number 1, okay. On the,
5A?
or is this for executive session?
I'm sorry, yes, this is in second session. Is that
6-1.
6-1.
6A1, okay. And then I will recuse myself from any discussions with regard to 6A, 5, 6, and 7, as I have in prior meetings.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, public comments. Did anyone sign up for public comment? No? No public comments? Okay, great. All right, let's get to our agenda items. Number 5A, consider approval of the minutes for the special board meeting held on July 23rd, 2024. I hope members have had an opportunity to review the minutes. If so, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye or raise your right hand. Motion approved. Item B, presentation of the quarterly investment report ending on June 30th, 2024, and that's in your packets. Nice to see us actually getting some interest monies. You want to give us the update on that, Rodell?
Yes, ma'am. On Techstar, we have, at the beginning of the quarter that just ended in June, we had $9,040,074 in our Techstar investment pool. During that quarter, we earned $120,164.03, so that's an ending balance of $9,160,164.77. The market value is slightly less than that, but it varies from day to day. But we're holding steady and continuing to earn some good revenues on that monies.
Great. And I know there was I believe there might have been an extra number in the letter from Ascension. Just wanted to point that out before you sign it, because it has a signature for you as well. On the 120,000, it said 7164.03. So just so
Right.
you, when y'all, before you sign that.
We will correct that.
Okay. Terrific. All right. So we don't need any approval on that. It's just a presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Item
Yes.
C, consider approval of the sponsorship. So we have several sponsorships that are being requested. The first one being with the 9th Annual Noche Mexicana Grito de Independencia by the Cámara de Comercio Internacional.
Yeah, so this is an annual event that the International Chamber of Commerce has continued to sponsor. They're asking for sponsors, and I am asking that we do the minimum red sponsor, which is 1,500. My limit on the sponsorship policy is 1,000, so it has to come in front of you.
Have we ever sponsored this one before?
We have not, but we are active with the International Chamber. They are also very active in bringing prospects to us from time to time. So we'd like to continue to be present for these kind of events, because you never know who might show up.
Was there a specific request that was made, or was by
Yeah.
them for the 1,500?
Carlos Marin is the executive director for that, and it's not Carlos Marin with the Brownsville engineering firm. It's Carlos Marin that lives here in Hidalgo County.
Is there any discussion? How do y'all feel about a sponsorship for 1,500 for this entity? That you said they have provided some leads to us, and,
Yeah, they bring people over.
okay.
I think based on what Rodel just mentioned, that from time to time, they've made some impact overall on the economy. I think that $1,500, I think might be worth the investment to continue that relationship.
Okay. You want to make a motion?
We can take them all together also if you all want to do that.
Well, let's do them one by one,
discussion.
just in case anybody has an issue with any of them.
Okay.
Okay. So motion by Mark Moran to accept the recommendation of a $1,500 sponsorship for this project. Can I get a second on that?
Second.
Okay, second by Ronnie. All in favor, say aye or raise your right hand. All right, that sponsorship is approved. Okay, the second one is one that we all know very well, the Fandango by the Museum of South Texas History. And I think we've done this one in previous years.
We have,
Not-
this was one of Sabrina's favorites, that's near and dear to her heart. There's two sponsorship levels available, a 3,000 and a 2,000 for a standard table. The 3,000 gets you front and center location, 8 guests can go. Along with that, we also are on the event website and on the catalog that's out there. Plus, we get waiter service during the live auction as well.
I like the logo and the website. Might as well get some marketing out of it if we're going to do it.
Right.
Because I think that, the recognition on the tables is great, but you have to be there to see it. And the other one, you can get it, see it on websites and so forth.
Correct.
Does anybody have any discussion on this one? Okay, can I get a motion then to approve the Fandango sponsorship as requested?
So moved.
So moved. Dan Diaz, second by
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Alanis. Okay, all in favor say aye or raise your right hand. Motion approved. Okay. The third one is by our own City of Edinburgh Fire Department for the Fire Stopper Festival. And I think it's another one we've done before, right?
We have, but it was at a lower level. October 6th through the 12th is the National Fire Prevention Week. And so Fire Stoppers Festival is really a way for us to get in front of the community and for the fire department to show the kids all the good things that they need to be doing and watching out for in case of fires and how to stay away from any kind of issues and any problems. So it's kind of a fire safety thing. So they asked us to be the 4-alarm sponsor at, I think it was a 4-alarm. Yeah, 4-alarm sponsor at $3,000. What we did in the past was, I believe, the $1,000 second 2-alarm sponsor.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. Can I get a motion then to approve the sponsorship as requested?
And that's on the same date as the previous one, right?
Oh,
I'm sorry?
That's on the same date as the previous one we just approved?
Oh, yeah, Fandango.
sure is.
Yes. It'll be a busy weekend in the downtown area.
What is the sponsorship with the Edinburgh one, what does that get us?
With the
With
fire
the
department, basically goodwill.
Oh, so there's not an event where you have to,
They're not advertising it on social media or anything like that. They're using it basically to try to get kids to come out and learn a little bit more about fire safety and then trying to get the community involved in what's going on. So it happens right here, right on
Let me
McIntyre.
comment on that. Fire Stoppers is a huge, huge event. It happens in front of the fire department. They have a device where they show how smoke rises. They have kids go under it. It's a really, really great event. It's almost like a fire festival. They bring out painters and they have pictures. It's a really big event. And I do want to say that on all these sponsorships, if the board isn't able to go or the employees, please let us know early so we can invite some of the business community to sit at the tables at the EDC sponsor so they can see what the city has to offer.
And that's typically what we try to do.
yeah, so the good thing is, I guess on this one, I mean, you could go, but it's not a sit-down event where so there won't be as much of a conflict as if you had two events where you were sit-down and they expected people to attend. This is more to help support the program so they can put it on for the rest of the public.
Correct.
Okay.
So Radel, staff is recommending we do the 4-alarm sponsor? Is that what?
Yes,
you
sir.
recommend? Okay. Well, then I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, a motion by Mr. Rivera. Can we get a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor, say aye or raise your right hand. Okay, motion approved. And then the last one is the discussion with Duncan Wood by the Rio Grande Valley Partnership. I know I've seen Mr. Wood before present. He's really good on issues with Mexico and on
On September
Sure.
12th, he will be at the Harlingen Convention Center
Yeah.
talking about a lot of the Mexican politics and what to expect with the new Mexican president and how she can impact not just what's going on in Mexico, but obviously trade with the United States. And so this is a good event in terms of the turnout. It's being put on by the Rio Grande Valley Partnership. They have the 8,000, 5,000, 2,500, 1,500 sponsorships. And I'm recommending a 2,500 premier sponsorship, which does get us some advertising on some of their event materials, promotional banners and whatnot, but it also gives us that table for six at that event, so very informative.
And that is Mr. Wood, not Liam Neeson, in case some of you are wondering. He is his doppelganger over there. We've seen him before, and I said, who does he look like? And then I realized he looks like Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
But he's actually really good. I think he's with,
He used to be
What's
with
the
the
think tank?
Woodrow Institute.
Yeah, that's right, with the Wilson
but now
Institute.
he's- Or Wilson Institute, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And now he's with with actually a company that he started up.
okay.
But the same thing, consulting and also letting us know about relationships with Mexico.
Okay. Any discussion on the sponsorship request for the Rio Grande Valley Partnership? Not, entertain a motion to approve the sponsorship as requested?
I'll do it.
From Ms. Alanis, a second? Okay, from Ronnie Rivera, and all in favor say aye, raise your right hand. Okay, motion is approved. All right, thank you for that. Item D, discuss and consider approval of the funding request submitted by VIDA for workforce development. I think we have someone here from VIDA.
Sid
Yes.
Ramos, step up to the podium.
We're so used to seeing Felida, so good to see you. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for the nice, we had a lot of good information that was provided to us with respect to VIDA and the sponsorship. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So my name is Sid. I am in place of our president and CEO, Felida, and I am the director of workforce and economic development. And with me also is our director of finance, Veronica. And I'm going to have also in the program a participant and a graduate with me, which I will introduce a little bit later. So thank you, first of all, for this opportunity, board members, Madam President. I am here to request proposal for continued funding of our program. And as I begin, I certainly would like to take the opportunity to thank the EDC for its continued support of our program and being able to support education and career training here in the Rio Grande Valley. As you all may, or some of you may not be familiar with our program, for the past 30 years, VIDA has been providing tuition assistance for Valley residents across the Valley. This, of course, includes residents from the city of Edinburgh. Our services, core services, include the case management that we provide our students on a weekly basis for the duration of their program. These are the services that really keep our students motivated and focused on completing their program within the duration of the program itself. VIDA counselors meet with our students on a weekly basis to be able to help them overcome any family challenges or school challenges that they may be facing along the way. It is through these services that students are able to maintain a 96% persistence rate. That means as they transition from semester to semester, we're able to maintain them within their program. With the contribution that the city provides, VIDA, we are able to provide tools, tuition assistance, childcare, transportation assistance, and some emergency funds for any other challenge that they may be facing. As of June 20th of this year, the average salary reported by Edinburgh graduates receiving VIDA services, they reported earnings of $52,686.
These are for the participants from Edinburgh that y'all have helped to date?
Yes,
That's the average, the 52,000?
52,000.
Can we get a
686.
listing of those participants and where they're working?
Yes, in particular, we have graduates that go majority of hospitals, DHR.
Well, yeah, but specific, the specific Edinburgh residents that you just alluded to?
Okay, so we provide,
You can give it to us later, but I mean, just if we can have that information. would
yeah,
be-
exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say that I know that we provide a report to the board, and that report is very specific to the names of the individuals and how much they're earning, where they're working.
I don't recall seeing that in the materials that were provided to us.
I didn't see it.
I saw employers who've hired the graduates, but I didn't see the names, and we saw some testimonials, I guess, from graduates. But I didn't see any list of the ones that were from Edinburgh in particular.
I think I'm trying to remember, but I was expecting to have that list last time we visited with it. It was supposed to be presented to us within about 60 days or something like that. I don't know if we ever received that information, that detailed information that Mr. Resendez is asking for.
If we could
We
get
can
that list,
definitely provide you that report.
Sure.
Absolutely.
that would be very helpful, so we could see where they ended up and then, and what they're doing
Absolutely.
today, yeah.
I'd like to point out in your report, you have a one-pager, right, which is this one here, which shows our benchmark for last year. We were set to serve 15 Edinburgh residents, and with your funding and with the leverage funds through additional grants and foundation donations, we're able to serve 57 Edinburgh residents. So we more than doubled through these leverage funds, and we're able to assist that many more residents from the city of Edinburgh. This year, we also maintained, excuse me, I just, so any questions on,
Yeah, real quickly, you mentioned that, okay, so the benchmark is 15 students. And if it really comes down to, we do 50 and y'all do 25, it's about 5,000 per student is on
Right.
average, right? How did y'all get to 57 students? Is that because that was more than one cohort, or is that,
so that is through the need, applicants that come in to our
Okay.
services. And we're able to do that through the leverage funds that we are able to bring in and match the Edinburgh investment.
so how much did y'all get in leverage funds? I mean, did you have more than 25,000 being matching? Okay,
So, so basically, if we're looking at the target of 15, right, at 75,000. So we are looking easily over 200,000, 150,000 in addition to the investment and leverage funds.
I see. Okay, so you had other funds from other entities that you were able to use for the Edinburgh residents?
Right. So again, our metric was 15 Edinburgh residents with the 75,000. So 50,000 from Edinburgh and then 25 that we promised to leverage. So in addition to that, we were able to serve, doing the math there quickly, 27 additional participants from the city of Edinburgh through those leverage funds. So what we're saying here is that we've more than doubled through our leverage funds the investment by the city of Edinburgh,
Okay.
which I think is a,
And there's no guarantee, of course, that, you can't guarantee that this next time around. It would just be that it's the same amount that's being requested, the 50 from the EDC. You guys would for sure give 25, but there may be additional funds that you can leverage to increase the number of people that can be assisted.
Right.
Is that right?
right. No guarantees, but I can pretty much promise that we will definitely be able to serve more than the 15. That's historically been the case across the valley, right, through the additional funds that we're able to get. We just recently received a grant from the FHI 360, which is a group, Department of Labor group that is targeting individuals that have been impacted by the criminal justice system. So that was a recent grant, $650,000, that we were able to receive to train 100 individuals from across the valley that have been impacted by the criminal justice system. So there's a program here, an organization called GEO Group in Edinburgh, that's a halfway house, we help individuals from that organization to be able to come out and, through our services, find a career pathway to better themselves.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that's why it would help us to know who the students are, well, where they're working now, and I guess how much they're making, because then we can see, I mean, it'd be great if we knew like pre-vida, what they were doing or what their income level was, if any at all. And then
Absolutely.
post-vida.
Absolutely, and once our students graduate, we follow our students up to 3 years after graduation to track where they're working, how much they're earning, and for those that may be having trouble, transitioning from one job to another, we provide that employment assistance to be able to keep them focused on employment and of course putting to work the skills that they've learned in their program. So that's something that no other social health and human service program does, the 3-year follow-up.
Of the benchmark, contractual benchmark, how many of those are employed?
I don't have the specific, but I can definitely report back to you.
So in terms of specifics, where are we getting the 52,600 average pay? Where is that coming from?
That's going to be an average, so this right here is Edinburgh residents, right?
So was it
Edinburgh
one that was
graduates.
employed at 52,600, or was it two, one at 100,000 and one
Right,
at
that's an
48? So how many of the 15 were in this average of 52,600?
So that would be on average of the 57 that were assisted. Right, that would be an average of the total Edinburgh residents.
So about 27 were making over 100 grand?
That,
Oh, I know, that's what I'm saying. I know that's an
mean-
average, but, or maybe more, right?
well, you could say,
And that's why I guess, that's why those.
60, yeah, I mean, some are
That
gonna be
data
higher,
that we
some are gonna be
requested
lower.
was very important
Yeah.
for us to be able to gauge. We know you do great work, by the way,
Yeah,
but
no, we can
to really, and
definitely.
we have asked this like several times to get us this information. It's on record, and does she not provide it to us?
I don't recall whether she had actually provided on a quarterly basis, but I do remember seeing one report that had the list of students.
Yeah.
But there is some information out there that they can provide us.
So it would be, the list that we've requested would be the 57 students that y'all assisted, with it, the average, I guess, their salary for each of the 57, and where they're at, where they're working.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be,
And where they're working, let me tell you why that's important. As an economic development board, it's good to know who's hiring, so we can then promote that industry while we're out there. A few of our members just in Monterrey talking to these companies. And so
Absolutely.
that aligns us with what's happening on the academic side.
No, completely understand, and yeah, we can definitely provide that.
okay.
Yeah, and for my part, Mr. Ramos, I want to thank you for coming today. I don't want it to seem like we're drilling you too hard, but Rondell, I think we should have had that information in our packet before it was presented to us, so we wouldn't be asking so many questions, because I know that just to justify our vote, right, and last year, I know we did approve it, and I remember bringing another nurse also, and these funds are great. Is there a timeline? When does it run out, or does it have to be voted on today, or can we be provided the information so that we can, you don't have to come again, but that way we can evaluate the information and be better informed?
I know the first due contract is 9:30.
9:30, September 30th. Will we have a meeting before then?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think just to save time, and we all have a million questions, I think we just need to get better informed so we can
And I
make our
think it's
decision.
just basically those 4 points that you touched on.
Yeah.
Really. It's not too much, but that way we'll have better information and better tracking of where this is going. And maybe we can, consider sometimes if it's.
Yeah,
working
I
well.
do recall, just for the new board members, we had all these questions initially. A lot of people aren't familiar with Vida. I know that Vida's been around a long time, and other cities contribute much larger numbers. And one of the reasons that that we agreed was because it was going to be centered to Edinburgh residents, and it's a really, really great program. We want to thank you for approaching us, because I know that there was no involvement from the EDC for many years, and we started again last year. Last year or 2 years? Has it been 2 years?
It's
2 years ago, yeah.
And I want to thank you for that.
I would like to, if you all don't mind, give the opportunity to one of our students, since they made
course.
the trip out of Philly, to share her story on how she came in contact with Vida.
Hi there.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Araceli Pelayo. I am a current resident, born and raised in Edinburgh. I am a full-time student at South Texas College. I am pursuing my nursing degree full-time. I am a mother of two. I'm a single mother. I have a 7-year-old and I have an 18-month-old. I did work for 5 years at the DHR urgent care. I did have to leave my job to pursue full-time student, at the South Texas College. How I came about with Vida was I heard through orientation through school, and I heard how many, so many benefits that Vida can help me, not to distract me from work, like, do I have to find another job, or what do I have to do to receive this degree? Because I was a full-time mom, it's very difficult, especially single, so especially how this economy is coming up. So I heard about Vida, and the program Vida helped me out and has been helping me out with uniform. Book allowance has been expensive. I had to pay actually today. So thankfully I don't have to I don't have to look for a job. So my full time is just focus on my school for sure, and my kids. I'm very grateful and thankful that I have a very great support system at home, as well as with Vida. I have an amazing counselor who is Ms. San Juanita Sanchez. She's been a very great mentor to me, especially when times get rough, Sometimes, you have your good days, sometimes you have your bad days. But I'm very grateful to have Vida program, to be part of the Vida program, and, hopefully you guys get to support Edinburgh for Vida. So I'm very thankful.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So how, are you getting your LVN or your RN?
Well, I'm getting my RN.
Your RN. How far along are you in the program?
I started in January, so this is my second semester.
So, great.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And I will tell you, I went through the same program. I went through the ADN, through SCC. It's a very, very tough program.
Oh, yeah.
Stick through it, and you'll get by. Just cancel everything, Christmas, birthdays. It's just part of it.
Yeah, it is. But thank you guys so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And thank you for presenting. We'll await that information, and hopefully we have this, we'll take it up at the next board meeting and make sure that we get a vote on it, so you
Sure
can
thing.
have an answer.
So just to make sure I don't forget, so we have a list of the graduates, where they're working, earnings,
Yes.
anything else?
If you have it, what they were making prior to Vida and what they're making now. That way we can see the impact.
The change.
Great.
Thank you
all.
so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ramos.
Appreciate it. All right. Next item on the agenda is discuss and consider approval of the interest buy-down program funding request submitted by Live Fund. Rodell, you want to give us a quick summary on that one?
Yeah, we have Marlene Rodriguez here with Lift Fund to
Oh,
make
great.
a presentation. But in the previous years, the city and the EDC both contributed $50,000 each to start the Lift Fund program. It's been very successful, and I think Marlene will talk a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Robert. Hello, good evening, good evening, yeah. My name is Marlene Rodriguez, and I'm with Live Fund. And we are respectfully requesting $100,000 from the EDC so that we can continue the program as far as the interest buy-down program. So what it is, it's we offer small business loans to small businesses within the community, either for them to start their business or expand their business. And these are for small businesses that do not have the access on acquiring loans through commercial lending. As times have been, I know that for this year has been very tough. I've seen individuals, small business owners that are suffering right now due to the inflation costs, due to pricing, I've seen some businesses closing down. And they walk into my office, and not only do we provide the access to capital, but we also provide them with the technical assistance and financials review. We help them review their credit, understand where their business is at. So this buy-down program is to buy down the interest rate down and be able to offer it at a 2.5% to the businesses here locally in Edinburgh. Last year, we funded 15 small businesses. We put out over 400,000, I believe it was $480,000 into the streets, helping the small business community here in Edinburgh. And again, we are presenting this program again to see if we can continue this second year supporting the small business community here in Edinburgh.
And so the loans are about up to 25,000 or?
Up to 50,000.
50,000,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
But the average, I guess, is about 25 or something?
About
I saw
30,
that.
yeah, 30, yeah. I
Okay.
would say about 30,000.
And are these mostly companies that would not be able to access a regular lender, I mean, or a typical, I guess, lender,
Commercial loan?
commercial loan?
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. How is that based, that decision that y'all make that they wouldn't be able to get a loan at a bank? Because they've been denied, or how do you come to that
Assess?
conclusion?
Yes, so if it's a startup, normally typically banks want to see that the business has been established for 2 years or more. They want to see historical financials, profit and loss, balance sheets. So typically businesses that are less than 2 years of operations are considered a risk to the bank. If it's an existing business and the business has already been established for more than 2 years, typically sometimes the customer fails to have the proper financial documents as far as a profit and loss and balance sheet. So this is where we come into play and start educating the client in order for them to start getting ready, in order for them to continue building these financials. Then that way they can go back to the bank and be able to access that capital they need with traditional
So
sources.
you guys are more flexible than a regular bank?
Right,
Yeah,
correct.
okay.
And sometimes banks want to see that a little bit more as far as fixed assets, either real estate as collateral, some tangible assets. We're willing to take the business equipment, furniture and fixtures as collateral to secure that business loan.
So do y'all require that they first bring you like a denial from a traditional lender before you would do it, or? how-
If it's an existing business, yes, we do require for them to approach their bank institution, for them to try there first. If the bank is unwilling to, sometimes the customer does have a bank denial letter. However, if it's a startup business, we do not require the denial letter because it's considered a risk.
Okay.
Yes.
Of the 15 that we're looking at, how many were actual startups?
That's, I have that here. Give me 1 second. Oh, I thought it was, sorry, I don't have that. I thought it was on my stat sheet, but it's not on my stat. I can get you that information.
Yeah, because looking at the sheet that we were given, a lot of them were jobs retained, so I'm assuming they were already businesses that were in existence.
Well, we consider an existing business 6 months
Okay.
or more.
Okay. So we don't really know, I guess it would help us to know like how long the business had been in operation.
Of course, I can get you that information.
And for me, Radel, I remember when we approved this, it was specifically hoping to aim at the downtown businesses that might be affected with the construction. So I would like to know who benefited and, where the target area was and where we're at with that information.
Some of them are from downtown, and they're kind of spread out throughout the city.
Yeah,
but-
I'm looking at our packet, I'm looking online either, and so I don't have any of that
Did you have
information.
this list?
Is that on here?
I think he emailed this to us.
It was emailed to you.
Oh, that email, you're right. Thank you. Let me look at that real quick.
Because it identifies the businesses by name.
Yes, we do have a list of the business names, yes.
Okay. No, I mean, I think it's been a great program, and getting 2.5% is really great for any business. So I mean, no doubt, I would think that people would be climbing over each other to try to get one of these loans, yeah.
Yeah, if we could,
Yes.
if that packet, if we could add it to our agenda so the public can see it as well. Because I know, I see it now in my email.
Okay, and you said, and I was looking in the documents that y'all provide us, you said 96% repayment rate on loans?
That is correct. We have a 96% repayment rate.
Okay, great.
And also, if you have a list of those that applied compared to the ones that were approved, I'd like to know how many people actually applied for
Yes,
the program.
we can get you the number or the applicants, the list of applicants that did apply and that were maybe declined.
Or that we're still working with, yeah.
Yes, I can get you that. We did have some applicants that did apply. However, when we did the due diligence as far as checking to see if they were inside city limits, unfortunately, they were not. They were either county.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so, number applied.
Yes.
I guess information requested, number applied, and then for those that were granted a loan, where the business is located, and what was the last one? The amount of the loan, I think.
All right then.
That would be helpful. And if you want to also provide us that, as soon as you can, that way, when we have our next
We'll work
board
on it
meeting, we
tomorrow.
can vote on this as well.
So business location, the number of, the applicants that applied and were declined, and then where the
The amount of the loan.
amount. Yes.
And the declination as to why? Was it an early business, or was it they actually could qualify for a regular loan, or?
Oh, yes, so we actually have, like, when we present our packet to the underwriter, our decision, we have like a description of the reasons why they were, like a character worksheet, why.
Oh, great, yeah. Existing business or new business. And then if existing business, it was lack of capital or lack of profit loss or things like that. Okay, perfect.
All right.
Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so we'll take that one up at the next meeting as well. Okay, then now, item F is consider approval of EDC's 23-24 audit proposal with Gascos and Associates, PC. As y'all remember, Gascos were the ones that did the audit for us this last year. They worked, and they're the city's auditors as well. May Carlos Gascos rest in peace. Since between then and now, he passed away. Really sad. He was very young, but his firm is continuing to do business with the city of Edinburgh. Is that correct?
That is correct. They are doing, they will be doing this fiscal year's audit for the city, and as we've done in the past, because it really does help when it's the same auditor for the finance department, we're recommending that we continue that relationship as well. Their fee has not changed from one year to the next, depending on whether or not there's complications, and there probably isn't in the preparation of the federal tax return. That's about anywhere between $1,500 and $2,000 in addition to the $18,900.
That's what we paid last year, 18.9.
Correct.
Okay.
And they haven't billed us for the $990 because it was just filed this past month.
And of course, the 18.9 is just for the EDC's audit. They don't charge like one fee for the city and the EDC, right? They separate them out?
No, that's separate,
Okay.
yes. It's a separate engagement for the city.
And were they easy to work with? I mean,
Actually, yeah, they were really easy to work with compared to
great,
the previous year, yeah.
okay.
So, brother, let me ask you a question. These are the same people that we talked to, was it last year, that we didn't get some reports on time only because there was some wrinkle there, some little bumps on the road with the city's finance department?
No, this was the one that, after the fact.
That was the one
Oh, that
from
was
the year
okay,
before.
okay.
Yeah.
That's 2 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, this last year, I remember when they presented, very smooth.
Yes.
Yeah, everything was
And
fine.
timely. I mean, we're
Timely.
actually getting them engaged prior to the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah. Okay, any concerns with retaining the firm of Coscos and Associates to do the audit work? If not, then I would entertain a motion to approve them as the auditors.
Motion?
Okay, motion and second, all in favor say aye, raise your right hand. Okay, that's approved. Okay. All right. Members, I'd like to take up item G, and then, because of the budget and program of work, considering what we have to discuss in executive session, I'd like to move that item over to executive session H. But let's take up G first, to consider adoption of these 25 to 27 strategic plan. And I hope everybody's had a chance to look at that. We've gone over this a couple of times already. I know there was some additions that have been made based on what we would like to do in Mexico, some of the work that we wanted to do in Mexico, and I think that's all been added in as well, correct?
That's correct.
I remember seeing it in the documents.
That would be on the second page of the actual goal number 1, which would be 1.4, refined foreign direct investment program to focus on developing relationships in Mexico. Obviously, what we're going to be tracking will be the number of visits from investors, and also our visits into Mexico for each year.
Okay. Was that the only addition that was made since the last time we took a look at the plan?
I think there was a clarification on a couple of the other items, but that had to do with making sure we had the metrics correct. And that was on, I think, number 4.1 was the number of hotel rooms per year. And also in 4.2, we make sure that we're tracking the number of full-service restaurants per year. But pretty much that was the main thing that was missing, based on the feedback that we got from the board.
Okay. And I know we need to get this back to the lady who helped us with the strategic plan, so then she could finalize it, right?
This is almost the final form.
Okay.
This is the final form. I mean, there's really nothing more to add. This would be the 3-year plan.
Okay.
And again, it can be amended. It is a living document. It is something that we're going to take a look at on a regular basis, make sure that we're following through with the things that need to be followed through each quarter. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those things that you guys are going to be very versed in the next 3 years. And our program of work is based on this same strategic plan, but it's a little bit more refined to look at just the short term, the next year versus the 3-year period.
Sure. No, it's good that it's a living document because things change, priorities change sometimes.
And we did provide this to the folks who are doing the comprehensive plan for the city as well, so that they understood what our strategic short-term strategic plan is, and then incorporate that into the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is a much larger, broader view of what the future is going to look like, but this is the short-term plan.
Okay, and since this is fiscal year 25 to 27, it would begin though would it begin in January of 25?
October.
October of
this year.
25. So it would start at the
October of 24.
October 24. Okay, great. So we really do need to approve this so we can get started on the,
Yeah,
on the
I'm
metrics.
glad you said, because I was going to say, I do not want to wait till 25 to 20 this. We got to,
No.
we got to start ASAP. We're behind on so many things. We got to implement them.
So October of this year. So almost next month. I guess we're already almost in September. Okay. Any further discussion? If not, I'd be happy to entertain a motion to finally approve the strategic plan for 25 to 27.
So moved.
Okay, moved by Councilman Diaz,
Second.
second by Ronnie Rivera. All in favor, say aye or raise your right hand. Okay. Strategic plan is approved. Thank you. Okay. As mentioned, I'd like to have a motion to move item H into the executive session. Can we get a motion?
So moved.
So moved, and by Dan Diaz and by Raul. Okay, all in favor say aye, or raise your right hand. Okay, that is approved, and so now I'd like to entertain a motion to move us into executive session. Okay, we've got a motion and a second by Moran. Okay, all in favor say aye, or raise your right hand. Okay, it is now 6:22, and we will move into executive session. Thank you. All right, everyone, it is 8:48, and we are returning from executive session. Can I get a motion to enter back into open session?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye or raise your right hand. Okay, we are now back in open session. Let's go to item 5H. Consider approval of the Edinburgh EDC fiscal year 25 budget and program of work. Can we get a motion to approve the budget and program of work? Motion to approve. Okay, motion. Okay. Second. All in favor, say aye or raise your right hand. Okay, item H is approved. All right, now let's go to the matters that were in executive session. I think we had discussed that we want to allow our executive director to proceed as discussed on items 1, 2, 3, and 9. Can we get a motion to that effect? Okay, so moved? Second. And second, all in favor say aye or raise your right hand. Okay, that motion, those are approved. Consultation with attorney, there's no action there. Personnel matters, no action there. So, all right. And then the remaining items are 8, the staff reports, Rodell?
Just skip through it and read it at your leisure. Call us if you have any questions, and we can move on.
Yeah, and those actually look pretty good. Thank you for that. Industrial report, same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Marketing report, that was also, the social media and the staff engagements were all included in that.
Right.
And then the executive report as well. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion made, second. All in favor say aye or raise your right hand. Okay, we are now adjourned. Thank you, members.